In episode 2, Grant Ellis, the leading man of Bachelor season 29, made some dubious decisions that suggested he might lack the emotional intelligence required to locate his future wife. Originally from Newark, New Jersey, but currently residing in Houston, Texas, Grant, a 31-year-old day trader, started his Bachelor experience with 25 women. On premiere night, he reduced the number to 18, giving Alex Godin his initial impression, which meant that, due to a novel twist, she also automatically got the first one-on-one date. Additionally, there were 2 group dates that included basketball and R&B singing on The Bachelor Season 29 Episode 2. Gupta, Beverly Ortega, Chloe Costello, Juliana, Natalie Phillips, Parisa Watkins, Vicky, and Zoe McGrady were among the 10 ladies who went on the basketball group date. Bailey Brown, Carolina Sofia, Dina Lupencu, Ella Del Rosario, Lisha Gar, Rebecca Garrett, and Rose Sonk were among the R&B singers on the date. During these dates, Grant developed some close ties with a few women, but he also made certain choices that might have damaged those relationships. A 5-on-5 basketball match served as the season's first Bachelor group date. First, a group of kids participated in skilled drills led by the women. Beverly went first, then Zoe, when it was time for the slam dunk contest. Zoe chose to forego her chance, though, and took Grant away instead. They went to the roof of the building. The other women were furious and extremely angry when Grant and Zoe returned from their extended absence and host Jesse Palmer announced that the slam dunk competition was concluded. More people than ever are watching reality TV. These are a few of the top reality TV series available for streaming or viewing at the moment, while there are many more to pick from. Zoe took Grant away twice more during the cocktail party, the first time from Juliana. Then, out of malice, Allie Jo interrupted Zoe, but she quickly came back to reclaim him. Although the women were annoyed by Zoe's behavior, their ire was misplaced because Grant was the one who let her take him away for so long during the basketball slam dunk competition and twice more after that. The other women were waiting for Grant, but he didn't appear to notice or give a damn. Particularly as a contestant on Jen Tran's Bachelorette season, when he was sensitive and considerate, Grant never seemed to be so careless and selfish as he did in those embarrassing occasions. Chloe was named MVP by Grant during the basketball game, and he presented her with his Letterman blazer. Some of the other women were envious as they shared a kiss in front of everyone. Carolina kissed Grant on the lips when she was singing during the R&B performance. After they danced together as singer Mario serenaded them, Grant made out with Carolina in front of everyone for a long time after she won the competition. The fact that Grant either forgot or didn't care that the other women were observing them made it obvious that he was not thinking correctly. Some of them sobbed as they talked about how distressed they were in their confessionals. The awkward quiet that followed the women's initial welcomes gave Grant a clue that something was amiss when he arrived for the cocktail party. To discover out what was happening and to ask her whether he was doing something incorrectly, he grabbed Rebecca. Rebecca told him she was supportive of anything he needed to do, even though she understood she couldn't always be selected. He admitted to her that he felt horrible because he wasn't used to focusing on more than one woman and it was really difficult for him. But rather than regretting his acts after the fact, Grant has to practice considering how his actions will impact the other ladies before taking them. The fact that Grant was unaware that kissing Carolina so publicly and passionately would enrage the other ladies and turn Carolina into a focus of their ire was startling and perplexing. Stranger still, he bid Rebecca farewell at the rose ceremony after making her feel like his confidant. Grant made some perplexing choices during this Bachelor episode. Grant informed Lisha on the night of the Bachelor season 29 premiere that he could tell she wasn't told no too often because she's so attractive. According to Lisha's confession, Grant's statement set her off since, in her experience, she had been told no in relationships, which is why she was there. Grant was then informed by Lisha that his remark set her off since she is always told no. Grant said he believed he came off as wrong and that he made a snap decision. He also apologized to her for expressing it. On premiere night, Lisha Gar, a participant on Bachelor S29, began to develop a close bond with Grant Ellis. However, might they ultimately become engaged? After discussing her previous relationship, Grant and Lisha became close by agreeing that they were tired of dating. Lisha even shared his tears. She said in her confessional that she was very appreciative of his response and that he made her feel seen and hopeful. She said that she also falls really quickly after Grant told her that he does. Then they kissed each other. Nonetheless, Grant had made a mistake during their initial encounter, and it's conceivable that he would repeat it in the future. A Bachelor teaser that was posted to the ABC YouTube channel's Bachelor Nation shows Grant in the midst of his finale, caught between his last two women. When Jesse asks Grant if he feels like he knows what he wants to do, he replies that he is unsure. Grant appears perplexed and agitated when Jesse informs him that he has both women on standby and that he must decide which to send first. Even though he was fantastic during Jen's Bachelorette season, he might not be able to handle the strain of being the lead. Given Grant's errors in episode 2, it's regrettably simple to assume that he will continue to make mistakes until they become catastrophic. He may not discover his real love because it appears that he has already offended so many ladies. Although it would be unfortunate if Grant's season ended in tragedy, it appears that he lacks the emotional intelligence necessary to choose his future wife. He needs to be more adept at handling group dates, but he was much better on his one-on-one date with Ellis. Hopefully, Grant's Bachelor season will finish happily, but for that to happen, he needs to perform better. For years, The Bachelor has been the epitome of reality TV romance. Contestants and viewers alike tune in each season, hoping to witness the blossoming of a relationship that will transcend the glitzy format of roses and eliminations. Season after season, we've seen men and women struggle with the emotional roller coaster that comes with vying for someone's love on national television. However, for Grant Ellis, the 29th season's Bachelor, the role has become more of a challenge than a chance at romance. Grant Ellis, a charming yet reserved 31-year-old from Denver, Colorado, entered the Bachelor mansion with a level of self-assurance and a deep desire to find lasting love. On paper, he seemed like an ideal candidate. He had a successful career, a tight-knit circle of friends, and a history of meaningful relationships. His outward confidence, however, masks a growing sense of insecurity, leading to struggles in his emotional connections with the women vying for his affection. The first few weeks of The Bachelor are often described as a honeymoon period. The lead is getting to know the women, and while the stakes are high, they're not yet facing the heart-wrenching moments that are sure to come. But for Grant, it quickly became apparent that the glare of the spotlight was taking a toll on him. Every time the cameras were on, Grant felt the pressure to appear confident, calm, and collected. He had to make split-second decisions about which women would remain and which would go home. Yet, behind the polished exterior, he felt increasingly disconnected from his own emotions. Grant's difficulty was not that he couldn't feel, he was a man capable of deep empathy and care. The issue was that, in the chaos of the competition and the public spectacle, his emotions became muddled. It wasn't simply about choosing who he liked most. There were moments when Grant would struggle to articulate how he truly felt about a woman or the process itself. When faced with moments of vulnerability from the women, he was unsure how to respond without feeling overwhelmed. The show, after all, wasn't designed for introspection. It was about drama, excitement, and big gestures. For someone like Grant, who valued meaningful, one-on-one